This is how you can learn a backflip without breaking your neck. So, if you've always wanted to learn a backflip but were scared or just didn't know where to look, I'm glad you found this video, because today I'm gonna show you how you can learn a backflip. My name is Chris and I'll say let's get right into it. But before we start with the backflip, I just want to give you a quick overview of this video. First, I will talk about the fundamentals of a backflip. Afterwards, I will give you guys my best tips and tricks on how to learn a backflip as fast and as safe as possible. Then I'll give you guys some drills to make your backflip even better. Then I will talk about common mistakes and things you should avoid. And in the end, I'll give you guys some study material. Okay, so if you already can do a backflip, you can just skip to the part where I talk about drills, tips, and so on. And I'll just blend in the times right here. So yeah, just skip to this part if you already can do a backflip. There are of course several ways to learn a backflip, but I'll just show you guys my favorite ways, because otherwise it would just be too much for this video. Okay. So a backflip basically works like this, that we are whipping here with our arms up, then we put our arms down, throw them up again, lean backwards, our hip comes up, our knees come to our shoulders, we grab our shins and tuck and make ourselves small in the air for the rotation, and then we open up again and land. Just like this. Obviously, there are steps on how to learn it, which I will show you right now. Okay, the first exercise will be that we are just whipping a bit with our arms up like this. Then, once we're pushing downwards, our arms come down, and then we jump up and we throw our arms up in the air. Okay, one more time. Just like this. This is the first exercise. The second one is, once we jump up and have thrown our arms up, we bring our knees to our shoulders, which we call tucking. Okay, so we're just whipping like this, down, up, tuck, land. The next exercise will be the first step to actually get a backflip. Okay, what we want to do is we want to jump up, have our head in like this, push our hips up like this, and land on our shoulders and on our upper back. Just like this. Alright, once you feel comfortable with this, we can move on to the next move, which is the pullover. A pullover is basically a backwards roll with bouncing on a trampoline. I'll just show it to you one time real quick, just like this, and that's the pullover. Okay, so what we're doing here, we try to have our legs in this position, and once we feel the trampoline bouncing us up again, we pull our legs to our shoulders. It's important that you don't have your legs closed like this, always open them, because you can't really hit your nose, your teeth or anything off your head with your knee. And trust me guys, it hurts really much. Just show you the pull over one more time. We just want to do it like this. Okay, the next exercise will be that we're landing on our shoulders and on our back with tucking before we land on our back. It goes just like this. And the last exercise before the backflip will be basically the same, just with the pullover. Okay, so here we go. Okay, and once you can do the tucked version of the pullover, I would say that you can do a backflip. I would just take a mattress or something really soft, which I don't have right now, to make it even safer, and then you really just gotta send it. It's completely fine if in the beginning your backflip looks like this. This is completely fine. You will improve over time, you just gotta keep practicing it. Okay, there's another way, which I don't wanna go too much into that right now, because it will just make the video too long. And it's learning backflip with a spotter. A spotter is basically a person who just helps you doing the backflip. but I'll talk about this in a different video as it would just be too much for this one video. Okay. And now outside, let's move on to some tips and tricks on how to make your backflip as good as possible. Okay, first, and this is like the most important trick, is just gain awareness in the beginning. It doesn't matter if your technique is perfect or not in the beginning. The most important thing is that you know where you are in the air and that you get something that we call air awareness. And awareness is that you know every second of your backflip where you are in the air. Okay, then the next thing is that you really want to throw your arms up as far as possible and reach up in the sky as high as possible when you're doing a backflip. It will just give you more height and allow your hips to move up more easily. Okay, the next thing is that once we threw our arms up in the air, we want to push our chest, our core and our hip up to lean back. So we throw our arms up and then we push them up to lean back, which allows us to bring our legs easier to our shoulders. The next tip is that you just tuck in and make yourself as small as possible in the air, because it just makes your rotation faster and the backflip easier. Okay guys, please, no matter what happens in the air, always stay tucked in close. Okay? Always stay tucked in close, because the worst thing that can happen if you stay tucked in close is that you're landing like this. And this is not too bad. Let's move on to some drills for the backflip. The first and probably the best drill is to work on your spotting. Okay, so spotting is that you put a random spot on the ground or in front of you and really focus on the spot when you start your backflip and when you land. Usually you pick a spot in front of you when you start your backflip and you spot the trampoline when you're landing. This allows you to make your air awareness even better and to just give you a feeling on when to open up your backflip. Alright, the next drill is you really wanna drill your tuck. And the best exercise for this is that you just lay down like this and you just really pull in your legs. Just like this. The best drill for the backflip is actually by doing the backflip itself. Nothing is a better drill than the exercise itself. So you just want to do a lot of backflips to make your backflip really good. And what I can also recommend you is to film your backflip and just look for your own mistakes. Alright, now let's move on to common mistakes and things you should avoid. Outside the most common mistake is that people open up in the air. I've already talked about this, always stay tucked in close. Then what I also see really often is that people really jump far backwards. This is a super common mistake. And the thing is, like to lean back before they even jump or lean back too early in the air. You can control on how far you travel. Travel is basically if you are landing your backflip on the same spot from where you started it, if you jump backwards or if you jump frontwards. This is called traveling, and you control a lot of it with how you pull your hips up and when you pull your hips up. Alright, another common mistake I see is that people throw their head backwards first because they think that it makes the rotation faster. And this is absolutely wrong. Your chin always wants to be as close to your chest as possible, which means you basically always really want to keep your head in like this. And the last common mistake I see is people caring about opening up too early. I can only say it's always way more comfortable to over-rotate a backflip, which means that you're doing the backflip and then fall on your shoulder like this, then landing on your knee or on your stomach. It's always more comfortable. I think that's it with the common mistakes. And now let's move on to some study material for your backflip. yeah, that's everything I have to say about the backflip tutorial. I also want to say, if you are learning a backflip or if you want any tips from me, just send me your clips in DMs on Instagram or on TikTok. Yes, slide in my DMs, send me your clips, and I will try to help you as much as possible. The links are also down in the description. Okay, this was the backflip tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that a lot of you guys can learn a backflip with this tutorial, and see you guys in the next tutorial.